Jeremiah, thanks so much for taking some time. I've been really wanting to catch up with you. I've obviously want to catch up with you since signing day. Got a little interesting there. Got some drama heading up to the big day on Wednesday, and we were all watching the Instagram live, of course, and
Yeah.
saw you do the old hat trick, right? You pulled out the Maryland hat, said, "No, get this out of here," and threw it across the stage, and pulled up the Pitt hat. What was the plan there? I mean, were you going to put the Maryland hat on, or did you have it kind of planned all out? Talk us through that one.
Nah, it was just something, because to be transparent, everybody, kind of thought, that's what was gonna happen, yesterday. And, I just wanted to fool everybody. It was more so of I just wanted to, fool all those people that, had real belief, that it was gonna happen. Like everybody kept coming up to me about, what they think I'm gonna do, you know. So, I just wanted to give those people kind of a laugh and stuff. And I'm talking about like people immediately around me. Like there
Right.
was no malice, to doing it, there was no in my head like, oh, it's like, I don't care about them people and stuff. It was just, like my immediate, family and people I'm close with, always joking about it. So I just wanted to put a joke on them, for once. It's still all love, for that program over there and stuff. And they completely know that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was really just like just a I guess you could say inside joke, just playing a joke with the people closest to me because they're, always joking with me.
Sure. I think even so, who was sort of like the MC there? Was that like your head coach or your principal or
It was a mix of it was specifically my head coach when it came to bringing everybody up for signing.
Mhm.
But for the rest of the ceremony, it was like my principal and my AP and things like that.
Okay, because he said after you signed, he was like, or after you announced, he was like, we didn't have a sign for Jeremiah because we thought he was going to
Oh
Maryland, or we
yeah,
weren't sure what.
so yeah, because I mean, sometimes the decision does drag out, to that minute. And that's what kind of happened. And my head coach and stuff, they really like didn't know like what, like they're like, Jeremiah, like what you doing, and I'm like, I'm taking as much time as I need. And hey, if the decision dragged out to a last minute thing, then it dragged out.
So, I'm curious about the pressure that kind of comes in this situation. Like you talked about people around you either
Hmm.
telling you what they think you should do or asking you what you're going to do. Coaches are always hitting you up. I mean, Maryland coaches, I think you said Louisville is still talking to you. Obviously,
Hmm.
Pitt's in contact. The last week or 2 weeks, the last month, I mean, I don't know. Did it get overwhelming at any points? I mean, how much pressure did you feel over the last few weeks as you headed toward this decision?
Um, Pressure wise, I don't look at pressure the way other people do. Some people let it, break them or, make them make ill-informed decisions or, just things like of that nature. I had all the information, I needed and I was continuing to get. So now it was of what do I truly feel is best for me. And that's why, it dragged out the
Mhm.
way it did, because, along with everybody trying to tell you something, you still gotta, lock in and say, hey, and hey, sometimes your gut feeling, is just that strong as well, So it's, things like that that bring it out like that. Everybody, of course, outside forces are still gonna try to, figure it out as well. But at the end of the day, like, my gut feeling and things of that nature is like, okay, this is it.
So when was that moment? Was it Wednesday morning, Tuesday night?
um, you could say Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. You could say that it was extremely last minute. Like if you're on the live, you can hear my coach, kind of talking about how last minute it was, and
Uh-huh.
he's joking about it and stuff. But it really was, it really was that last minute.
So, I mean, you walk up on the stage. You know by the time you walk up on the stage, right? By the time
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start,
yeah. By
by
the time you walk up on the stage and all that,
right.
but that morning waking up because I always wake up early. So, like that morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, yeah, you could say, like, it was like, okay, this is it.
Mhm. What was it? What finally, was there one factor or one thing that just kinda,
Gut
made
feeling,
hit the one?
gut feeling. When you have, like I said, it's a great program over there. Louisville has a great program as well. But at the end of the day, like, great options are presented in front of you. And sometimes you just gotta go with that gut and you just gotta run with it.
Mm. Was it, back in the summer when you committed, what were some of the things that really made Pitt feel like the right spot? The environment, the defense, the coaches, what really stood out to you?
Um, the coaching staff, Coach Malinak, Coach Partridge, Coach Bates, and type of intensity they come on defense, the style of defense they play, and how aggressive it was. Um, my bad. I don't know why my throat was so. Yeah. That part. Um, the place it gotta feel like home. You gotta feel because if like to be completely honest, if you're not comfortable in the place, or if you're always second guessing the place or don't feel happy there, you're not gonna perform your best, and that's just human nature. Like you gotta be where you want to be. You can't be where you don't want to be. Or gotta question things. Um, Pittsburgh is a big city, a big business city as well. So the opportunity, to network and find the right people to do what you want to do outside of football, because choosing a decision isn't just what you do on the field; it's what you're trying to do as well in life. And Pittsburgh has a lot of outlets for that as well. So it was just things like that that did it for me.
Last thing about this decision, and then we'll move on to some other topics. But I'm curious. You sign Wednesday morning, Monday night, Tuesday night. How much are you talking to the Pitt coaches? Are they on the phone with you quite a bit? I mean, Coach Manilak, Coach Partridge, Coach Narduzzi, they calling you
Yeah,
up?
yeah, it was quite a bit. Everybody was trying to call me and stuff. And make sure everything was straight. It was quite a bit daily.
Mhm. Are they still trying to like when you're having that conversation on Monday or Tuesday? Are they still trying to convince you about Pitt, or are they just trying to play it cool, or are they
Um, I feel like they're trying to make sure the commitment is solid. I do feel that um it was some like discrepancy. Like they felt like this thing might go over. So they just wanted to make sure it was solid.
right? Okay. Some other things then I wanted to ask you about. I mean, I saw you got the pinky bandaged up, and I think Coach Narduzzi mentioned that on Wednesday. What he said something about it, but I forget what he said. What'd you do, and did you like put off surgery or try and play through the pain? What happened?
So, so for most of the season, yes, I was playing with this whole thing. It started out with a dislocation. Um, Early in the season, it dislocated. I told him put it back in. Let me go play. Um, and then that dislocation turned into a fracture. I continued playing though. And then it dislocated again actually. So I was playing on the fracture through most of the season now after the dislocation. And in the state game, like the sixth play of the game, um, I'm blitzing, the finger gets caught, it dislocates again. So I just tell my trainer like, buddy, tape it up, and like let's just call it a day. Um, and then when I went to the doctor, they told me how badly it messed up. Let's just say it was more than a dislocation and a fracture. It was a lot more than that.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
so yes, I had to get surgery. After the season, and now we're trying to get the finger back right. Um, but yeah, for most of the season, I was playing, with it just banged up and stuff. I mean, sure, I'm trying to win. Like
Right.
hey, I get put out. It's
I,
a finger. It's not like an ACL or something.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a linebacker. You told me you had 65 tackles, 21 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. You forced a couple of fumble. I mean, like all those things require you to use your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you can't hide
yeah.
like a finger injury. I mean,
hmm
were
Yeah,
you
so
playing?
it did hurt, a lot, but at the end of the day, um, I just shut it up and said like, let me keep going. Um, like yeah, that's what it was really. Just suck it up. Like let's keep going, Jeremiah. That's what I was telling myself.
Now, how'd they use you? Were you playing outside linebacker, inside? What kind of defense do you guys run, and what were you doing in there?
Um, so we do run a 4-2-5.
Okay.
Um, we got a bear package, that puts me down, at that five technique, wide nine, uh, and our bear package is a five down front. In some rare cases, we'll go to dime package and coach will put me down there on the four down front, but that was very rare. I think we only did it like three times this season. But how was I used? I was used from out all the way to the outside, like the star, that you guys have. Um, well, I say we have now. And on the edge, wherever it felt like something was needed, or wherever it felt like we'll be put in the best position to make a play. Um, I was just there. Like a lot of guys didn't really see me as a true inside linebacker. Like I remember, a couple times in the season, I'm way out there, between three and four, like in the quad set. Like in
Mhm.
the outside backer like that. Making a play on whether it be the bubble or something like that. Um, I know you guys see it on Twitter and stuff. A lot of times they put me at end, and I'm going off and getting all these sacks and stuff. And then I'm at a lot of time, most of the time, I'm at inside backer. Just commanding the defense. With the help of my other linebacker. My corner. We got a lot of guys on defense. That help me. Just really run the defense. So, but in terms of me, yeah, I was play everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, really, and that comes to show, from my edge background, translating it to linebacker, it's just getting better and better for me, being able to hone in on the little things and really increase my versatility.
Right. How big are you now? What's your height and weight?
6'2", 230.
230. What do the Pitt
Yeah.
coaches talk to you about? They like you for the star spot or the money, middle? What do they tell you?
They believe that I could. They truly believe I could play micro money.
Hmm.
They want to see if I could really play star at this level as well. If I'm that interchangeable, kind of like Servassier.
Hmm.
They want I'm that interchangeable, which I believe I am. Now it's just a matter of putting in the work and showing them that I could do that.
Right.
And then
Uh,
they also sorry to cut you off.
no.
And they also know completely about, my edge background. And I tell them like that's something I do want to do. Because I mean like at the end of the day, we all know that, in the league, shoot, coming off the edge, you really get paid right there, like things like that. So I want to be able to showcase, that skill as well. They have different packages like their Delta package and things like that where they put a linebacker on the edge and let
Hmm.
him go do his thing. So
Yeah. Right. Stand up and get after the quarterback, run into the
yeah.
backfield, be fast.
Mhm.
Um, you're enrolling in January. And I've asked a lot of guys this because I'm curious about it. How much? When did you decide you wanted to do that and graduate in December? And and how much extra work did that? Like, how hard did you have to work to kind of make that happen? You had to fit an extra semester into, you know what I mean? You have one
All right.
semester to
So
get it all done.
I know a lot of guys, they probably decided a little bit later on in high school. I decided this around late in my 10th grade year.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, when I said I wanted to do that. And what was good for me, I was always placed like in like classes ahead of me. So like even in middle school, I was taking high school classes. So
Okay.
it was kind of easier for me to do it. And then on top of all the college classes I was taking that I had dual credit, on my grad track, it was extremely easy actually for me to do it. Like over this past summer, I had took two more college classes, because I needed to take those two to graduate early, and
Mhm.
I took them through a dual enrollment program because I could transfer that credit instead of taking it, through the county's online, high school and just having that credit, so things like that. Like right now, I think I'm around 30 to 36 college credits.
Hmm.
So now it just becomes a thing of how many of them can I get transferred
Right.
into Pittsburgh. So I'm already starting early, and then I basically have a whole semester done. Like, it's just making smart moves early to pay off dividends in the long run.
For sure, for sure. I mean, to do all that, I mean, you're obviously really good in the classroom. Do you take that same kind of approach? Do you like having that same kind of approach in the film room too? I mean, you obviously can study the academic stuff really well. Do you like sort of studying the game and the film?
Yeah. I like watching film a lot. And, setting the game, picking up little things. Eventually when you watch something over and over again, if you pay attention to it, you picking up just little keys, little hints and things like that. That you can be able to take off with. Like sometimes it comes down to just finding that little thing that'll key the whole play. Instead of looking at the big picture, not looking at the little details.
Yeah. All right, and then the last one. I mean, like we say, enrolling in January, so you're moving up in a couple of weeks. What are you looking forward to the most about being there and really kind of getting into the college football program, college life, and just being away from home? What are you looking forward to?
Being able to compete. I've always treated this thing as a business, and I'm going into the next level of it. I'm coming in a new guy. I gotta earn my stripes and do all that, but I'm coming in to compete, coming in to, work, earn a spot, and get on the field.
All right. Well, Jeremiah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on signing. Congratulations on graduating. And we will
That's
see
it.
you we'll see you when you get to Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks then.
All right, appreciate you.